Hey guys, Japanese language instructor and game designer from Nashville, Tennessee, John Gale here. Actually, I'm right here. I'm behind the camera this time because I wanted to show you guys a game that I use in my group classes at the Tennessee Language Center. I call this game the Diacritical Glides Race. Though I actually don't say that to my students, I just say we're going to have a race, we're going to have a game. First of all, I want to tell you about our group classes at the Tennessee Language Center here in Nashville. Registration is open right now for fall 2018 classes. All you have to do is visit the Tennessee Language Center's website to register, registration.tfli.org, or you can visit the main page of the Tennessee Language Center and click around, get the information you need on pricing and dates. But I'm going to go ahead and give you that link, registration.tfli.org. They'll take you directly to the registration page. Now all you got to do is scroll down. The programs you're going to search for are right here, and you're looking for the foreign language group classes in the fall of 2018. Let that reload. Scroll down again. Language, of course, we're looking for Japanese right there. And then once you get those fields input, just hit search, and it's going to pull up all the Japanese classes we offer. Right here's my class, Japanese 1.1 Beginner Japanese, starts October 2nd. So you can just click on that button right there to register for it. And what you get when you register for one of our classes? Well, you get to play the fun games I design, like the Diacritical Glides Race that I've got right here. Now, what are diacritical glides? This sounds like gya gyu gyo, ja ju jo, bia bu bio, pia pu pyo. That's what I mean by diacritical glides. And so we just learned these this past week in my class. And one way we practice that is through this game, where I have this board here, and the board has 3 tracks of randomized glides. I'll zoom in here for a second. Now what I like to do is group students by their proficiency level. In our class, some students come in already knowing hiragana. Most people come in right from 0. So in my class, there's a varying level of proficiency with hiragana. So I group the strong students as one team, and I join those who are just beginners in hiragana or maybe struggling because they had to miss a few classes. I try to group them together by proficiency because it's not very fun if one student just dominates and leaves the others behind. So let me get to the zoom in on this camera and show you how we play this game. So I like comic books and I like to use stickers in my class. So I have these DC Comics Super Friends stickers, and so we use those as our game pieces. And I also have a lot of different colored die, so each superhero has a die representing their color. If we zoom in here, you can see on the track there's our glides like ja, pyo, ju, ya, and each character is going to start off at the beginning of the track, and each student is going to pick one character and have the colored die for that character. Now what we do is the students roll, put them together in groups of 2 or 3, and they roll basically to determine the order that they're going to go in. So in this case, Batgirl's going to go first, then Robin, and then Batman will go last. They'll go highest to lowest in order. So right down here, Batgirl, her first glide is Pyo. So if the student says that successfully, they get to advance onto that space. Next comes Robin. His glide is Pew. He got that correct, and then he gets to move on. Then lowest number with a 2 was Batman. His first glide is Pya. Let's say he got that right and gets to move on. Now let's say we rolled a tie. Let's say Batman and Robin were tied at 2. How do you break a tie in Japanese culture? Of course, janken, saisho gu, janken pon. And then if you tie the paper, rock, scissors, then you say aiko de sho, aiko de sho, aiko de sho, and we keep going until we break the tie. You can also do 3-way janken in case there was a tie amongst all 3 players and determine the order that way. I love teaching Janken in my class because it's a really important Japanese cultural concept. There is no higher law in the land than Janken. Let's roll again to show some more examples of how the game works. Okay, this time we're going same order actually. Batgirl, Robin, and then Batman. I'll try to zoom in a bit here so you can see what their glides are. So Batgirl, first she's got bia. Let's say she gets that right. Now let's say Robin is actually kind of struggling. He's kind of like, gyo. Wait, gyo. Nope. Gyo's that one. And so at this point, what I always do in my class is I follow an order when it comes to error correction. First, encourage self-correction. Let the student struggle with it a bit so that they can come to the answer on their own. If they're not really able to arrive at it, next I encourage peer correction. Let the other people on the team help them out, arrive at how you pronounce this. And then as a last resort, usually we've worked it out by then, but as a last resort, I'll go to instructor correction where I'll come in and say this is gya. So since Robin was not able to say this on his first try, he needs to wait a turn. He doesn't get to advance. Then we'll go to Batman. His sound is ju, and he got that right, so he gets to advance. Zoom back out. We'll roll again, just as an example. And what I like to do is I like to play some fast-paced music while this is going on to get people pumped up and kind of excited. Okay, we've got 4 for Batgirl, 2 and 2. So Batman and Robin have tied. Saishogu, Jankenpon. Okay, we'll say Batman wins that and goes on ahead. And so Batgirl's first. Her next character is Ju. She gets that right. And then Batman, Pyo. Robin's being left behind, but he struggled last time. He's got it now. Gya. He says that and moves along. So this is a fun game, kind of fast-paced, a lot faster paced than I'm demonstrating it, as a forced recall activity, literally forcing the student to recall how to read these hiragana diacritical glides. And it also helps me as an instructor as I observe. For example, in Robin's case where he got it wrong earlier, this can show me that the student is proficient in gi. He knows that it's gi, but he's struggling. Is this ya, you, or yo? And that can tell me where that student may need some extra help in the class. So I'll zoom back out, and basically we play until someone gets to the very last space. It can be determined by skill, depending on how strong the student is in hiragana. If everyone's at the same level and everyone gets 100% of them right, then it's basically determined by the roll of the die who's going to win and get to the last space. So that is how I play the Diacritical Glides Race game in my beginner Japanese class at the Tennessee Language Center. Again, if you would like to register for the class at the Tennessee Language Center, just go to the website registration.tfli.org. We were formerly the Tennessee Foreign Language Institute. That's why the website's like that, registration.tfli.org. And always you can stay in touch with what I'm doing on my website, johnsensei.com, or let's keep in touch on Facebook and Twitter. I'm at Mr. Johnsensei on both of those platforms. Hope to see you guys sometime soon. Ja ne.